It is your Classic Metal Show right here on the ClassicMetalShow.com from the Waking the Dead release. That is LA Guns with Okay, Let's Roll, a tribute to Flight 93 that crashed over there in Shanksville, Pennsylvania.
You better make sure you get the official story out there so that you don't get us banned.
And what would be the official story?
Whatever the government is telling you.
Well, what did the government say outside of that?
Nothing. I'm just making a joke.
Well, I'm just trying to, deliver the correct information.
I don't want you going all Alex Jones on us and getting us banned here.
Well, there's a guy out there by the name of, what was his name, Beamer?
Yeah, Todd Beamer.
Yeah, Todd Beamer. No association with BMW out of Germany, but anyway, most people call their BMWs Beamers. No association. He is not a globalist. He is not part of the Hillary Clinton regime.
What happened to those people? They used voice recognition software to call their mothers.
Well, everybody knows if you've ever flown, you do not get a cell signal 30,000 feet in the air.
That's what the Bilderberg Group would like you to believe, though, that they called from up in the air.
How is it that this Todd Beamer could have possibly contacted his wife via a cell phone?
This is clearly a false flag operation, people, that ended in Shanksville, Pennsylvania.
We got Alex Jones down cold.
Yeah, we got him.
I mean, we're just as good.
Yep.
All right. Well, the reason I played that song is I have a story here that kind of points out a couple of things.
Okay.
I read this, and number one, our great President Trump, he is always touting the fake news.
Okay.
And when I read the headline of this story, not that it was from CNN, but it's a story nevertheless.
Okay.
In my mind, I'm reading this and I'm thinking, why is this even a story?
Okay.
That's my first thought.
Sure.
Second thought is, why is this headline so misleading?
Okay.
Okay. And you'll know exactly where I'm going here.
Okay.
Here's the headline. Now, and the thing is and before I get into this, one of the things that the media or headlines in print media, what is their ultimate goal when it comes to headlines or sharing a story? What do you think it is? It's to appeal to what?
The lowest common denominator.
No.
Get eyes on the story.
Well, yeah, but what is it mostly geared toward?
What is it geared toward?
Yeah, when it comes to humankind, what is it geared toward? What does it want to? What part of us as humankind does it want to appeal to?
The emotions.
The emotions.
Okay.
Everything is emotional now.
Of course.
Everything's about your feelings. Not facts, not figures, not just straight up information. It's how do you feel about this?
Right.
Okay. So keeping that in mind, listen to this headline.
Okay.
Mom. There's the key word right there. Oh, she's a mom.
All right.
She's detained in Dubai after drinking a complimentary glass of wine on an Emirates flight.
Okay.
So if you read that headline, what kind of a conclusion are you personally drawing here the first time you heard that headline?
Middle Ages fucking bullshit that goes on in that part of the world.
That's not what appealed to me.
Okay.
The thing that hit me first is this woman got detained for drinking some wine.
Yeah, well, that's the same thing. I think we're on the same page. My thought was the whole women can't do anything, and she did this one little thing and she got detained.
Yeah.
Because it's in that part of the world.
Well, let's find out what the real story is.
All right.
That's what this headline is just so, askew.
Mm-hmm.
Let's find out what really happened.
Okay.
A mother, emotional,
Mm-hmm.
from Kent, England, and her young daughter, emotional.
26.
They were jailed in Dubai for 3 days,
Okay.
where she was allegedly denied water and she was forced to clean toilets
Wow.
after she admitted to drinking a glass of wine on an incoming Emirates flight from London. But the Dubai officials have a different side of the story.
Okay.
Okay? Now, number one, this is a woman. She is a English or British citizen.
Okay.
She's going into a Muslim country.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Does she have any rights in a Muslim country?
No, other than their common rights, whatever their rights are.
Well, whatever their rights are.
Mm-hmm.
But does she have any rights over and above what a Muslim country, whatever their
laws are?
Whatever their laws are, correct.
Yeah.
Does the fact that she is a British citizen usurp the laws of a Muslim country?
Doesn't mean dick.
Doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
It's illegal to drink alcohol or be intoxicated in public in Dubai, one of the 7 Emirates of the United Arab Emirates. So apparently that's one of their laws.
Okay.
Can't be intoxicated in public.
All right.
We have those same laws here.
She was drunk off one glass of wine?
Well, it didn't say she was drunk. Didn't say she was drunk. She said she drank one glass of wine.
Okay.
But the way that the story is framing it up is that she was jailed because she drank a glass of wine.
Well, you haven't said that that's not why she was
Well,
jailed.
we're getting there.
Okay.
Ellie Holman, a 44-year-old dentist originally from Sweden who resides in Britain with her husband and their 3 children, was arrested on July 13th after landing in Dubai with her 4-year-old daughter.
Okay.
Upon arrival in Dubai, an official reportedly told Holman, here's the kicker, you need to return to the United Kingdom immediately because you have an invalid visa and it's expired.
Okay.
So they basically told her, you can't come into our country.
Right. Okay.
God forbid that Dubai enforces their immigration laws.
Yeah, well, they shouldn't. I mean, look at our country. We don't.
Well, but that's the whole point.
Right.
It's just like, how dare you enforce your own laws?
Right.
But that's what he told her. You can't come in. You got to go back.
Okay.
Here's the other thing that she pulled, because we live in this entitled society, and this goes back to the stupid social media
Okay.
and Facebook and all this bullshit, because this Facebook and social media emboldens everybody to believe that everything that they do, they're being violated.
Okay.
Okay? So the United Emirates official at the immigration, because she is not a citizen there, she just flew in, said, you can't come in. Your visa's expired.
Okay.
So what does she do? She whips out her cell phone and she starts filming the encounter,
Oh, boy.
according to the human rights group detained in Dubai.
All right.
Holman said the official was dismissive and rude to her,
So?
and he asked her if she had consumed alcohol.
Okay.
She admitted to the official that she had a complimentary glass of wine on the Emirates flight.
Okay.
Holman, unaware that it was an offense to film the encounter. Okay?
Let's broke that law.
There's a law broken. And
Okay.
it's illegal to drink alcohol, was taken into custody. Now, did she get taken into custody because she had a glass of wine? Or did she, A, have an expired visa, and B, whip out her cell phone and start filming.
Huh. Well, I don't know. I mean, she got detained because of the visa and then she admitted to other crimes.
Well, again, here's the thing. She didn't get detained because she drank wine.
No.
She had a couple of other things going on there.
Right.
And I guarantee you that it didn't end there. It was like, well, I flew in and you got to let me in here and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I guarantee she was being a cunt.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say here. And they were just like, okay, fuck it.
Yeah.
We're going to detain you now.
Yeah, now you've admitted to 2 crimes as well as having a bad visa. Let's lock you down, bitch.
So the mother and her daughter also had their passports and their electronic devices confiscated.
Of course they did.
Yeah. Holman said in a statement to detained in Dubai that the prison guards also attempted to pull out her hair extensions, and the prison facility was hot and foul smelling.
What did you expect? It's a prison.
She claimed that she and her daughter were forced to sleep on a filthy mattress and they had to clean toilets. My little girl had to go to the toilet on the cell floor. I have never heard her cry in the same way she did, emotional,
Yeah.
the way that she did. Holman...
Well, you know what? Then maybe next time you won't act like a fucking jizz bag in somebody else's country, you fucking moron.
Yeah. Holman added that she was given food that smelled like rotting garbage. She said her husband and friends tried to visit her in jail, but they were not allowed to see her.
Okay, that's probably their custom or their law.
Their law. Holman was released on bail days later, but could face being detained in Dubai for up to a year while waiting for a court hearing. Her passport was confiscated until the case is finished, and she claims to have already lost thousands of dollars in missed wages and legal costs.
Man, they are totally fucking sending a message to this bitch. This is 100% a case of she was a cunt and she's being dealt with as a cunt.
More or less.
Because if she would have just said, oh my God, my visa's expired, well, let's turn this right around and get me back so that I can handle this. If she'd have done what she was supposed to do, this would not have been an issue.
I agree with you 100%.
They'd have been like, okay, ma'am, sit over here until the next flight out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they would have done.
That's exactly right.
Wow.
Her daughter returned to the United Kingdom with her husband. Holman was initially traveling to Dubai with her daughter to visit friends for a few days.
Yeah.
She has been in the country before.
Okay.
Now, I'm just asking your personal opinion, Chris.
Yeah. Okay.
Would you go to a Muslim country?
No.
No, I wouldn't either.
There's too much cultural indifference to go these days.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be way too hard to assimilate to what you're supposed to do.
Right.
I've lived in other countries, man, and it, for as much as I tell my stories about Korea and stuff, and they're all true, but where they occurred were in places that were kind of very Americanized. Itaewon is a very Americanized city that we used to go to. Osan was because they're all near the bases. So, we'd go to Osan, we go to Pyeongtaek or wherever. These were all places that were near army bases and were geared toward American people. Now it was the wild, wild west of American people, but it was Americanized. There were, and I don't know if I've told these stories or not, but I used to go on these tours, into deeper parts of Korea. Like they had all these tours where you could go out and have dinners with business owners and whatever. And when I went and did those things, it was a totally different thing. They were USO sponsored, and to go on it, these tours were fascinating because you'd go and you'd have a traditional meal, and you'd sometimes you'd sit down with a family at their home, and you'd play to the custom and all that stuff. And we used to, when I would go on these things, I had to go a day or two before, and take a quick class on the customs.
Right.
Because you weren't just allowed to go out to, some Korean guy's family and just be like, hey, what the fuck's going on here, fucky? It wasn't like that. I mean, you had to respect their customs and their ways of doing things. And if you didn't want to do that, then you weren't, then they didn't send you on these tours. And it was very different. I mean, their customs were very, very different. And, a lot of bowing and a lot of, that type of shit. And, there was different respect things that were given. You gave the guy, like if you had a husband and a wife and kids, okay, like, and you went to one of those tours, like to their home for dinner or something, there was a way that you had to greet the husband and the wife and the kids. And you know how, like, here, I'll just give one example. You know how here, if you go to somebody's house, like for a party or something, or for a dinner, let's just say your girl invited you over to her parents' home for dinner. Okay.
All right.
And you go to her parents' home for dinner, and she has a sister, and her sister has a couple of kids. Okay. We'll do it that way.
Okay.
There'll be some time at some point where you'll probably all be in the living room talking or whatever. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe the kids come in and you like fuck around and, play with the kids a little bit, or, tell them a story, or, they're playing with a toy and you play with the toy with them, or a video game or whatever. You know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. You interact.
Well, in Korea, it was different. You didn't do that. You interacted you were a guest of the husband who also had a wife and kids. And there was a respect factor of you. Like if you were going to, like if the kids came in and handed you something, the respectful thing was to look to the husband.
To see if it was okay.
Yeah, to make sure it was okay that you interacted with his children, or to make sure that you interacted appropriately with his wife. That this was the cultural thing that was going on. It may be different now, I don't know, but this was, 1987. So, there was differences, and you had to honor that, man. If you didn't honor that, you would be fucked. You would be left out in the fucking middle of some city somewhere, and you'd have to fend for yourself, and that was not fucking good. Definitely was not good. But, that's this lady here that you're reading about. Sounds like she didn't even realize that she had left the fucking kingdom.
Well, that's kind of where I'm going. It's that whole entitled attitude.
Mm-hmm.
You bend to me, I don't bend to you.
Right.
And that's, unfortunately, that's where a lot of our country is going, is that, a lot of these illegals come in here and they don't want to assimilate.
Right.
They think that they can continue speaking Spanish or whatever it is that they speak, and they don't have to learn how to interact or assimilate to the country. The country needs to assimilate to them.
Yeah, and sadly, these fucking pussy politicians all are caving into that.
Well, that's because that's their voter base.
Mm-hmm, true.
So that's what it's all about. But anyway, however, Dubai officials told The Sun a different story, and they disputed the dentist's claim.
Okay.
We dispute Dr. Holman's account of her treatment, an official told The Sun. She was not turned away because she had a one-visit visa, as she claimed, because European citizens get a 30-day visa upon arrival. UAE law is strict on people recording others on their mobile phone without permission, which will not have helped Dr. Holman's case. She became abusive toward the airport staff, which is not tolerated.
Yeah.
So she got taken into custody, not because she drank some wine. Because, as Chris so eloquently put it, she was acting like a cunt.
Right.
That's why she got taken into custody.
And let's just be honest. In 2018, if you know nothing else, no matter how stupid you are, you have to understand that you don't act up in the fucking airport. I mean, of all the places to act up today, wouldn't that be near the bottom of the barrel?
You would think so. Everything is so high security there.
I mean, where would be a worse place in today's world to act up than the airport? Maybe a daycare center? I can't think of it. I can't think of anything worse that will automatically get you fucked over. You know, the White House. Like if you started acting all crazy at the White House, you probably get fucked.
They will gang tackle you and drag your ass out and beat you unmercifully.
They'll beat you to death quickly. And I've got to think that the airport is right up there with that.
Especially in a Muslim country of all places.
No kidding. You know, especially from the UAE. Isn't that where some of the hijackers allegedly came from?
Yes, of course.
So they should be on alert looking for the next crew. Good Lord. What a dumb lady she is. Fuck her.
We cannot comment further on Dr. Holman's case as it's still under review, but there is more to her story than she has told. Dubai's Attorney General office told the news that in a statement an investigation into the incident was completed and charges were dropped. The office said it decided to deport Holman after she attempted to enter the country with an expired visa.
Right.
That was the problem right there. They told her at the gate, listen, your visa is expired. You can't come in here.
Right.
And so I guarantee you she whips out her phone and she goes, you don't know what you're talking about. I flew 10,000 miles to be here and I have friends waiting for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they're just like, ma'am, your visa's expired. You can't come in here. Well, I've been here before, and I don't understand why this is such a problem.
Right.
You know, and then they go, ma'am, have you been drinking?
Yeah.
Well, I had a glass of wine on the flight.
All right, move this way, bitch.
Yeah, exactly. I have zero empathy for this story.
None.
Zero.
And I'll tell you what, I have some friends that they're in a band. You know that band Chimera?
Yeah.
They played Dubai. So they went to Dubai. And for anybody who doesn't know, they're not the wildest bunch of guys in the world, but they're not exactly, you know, preacher's kids either. You know, they're a fairly energetic bunch, to say the least. And they didn't have a problem in Dubai. So this lady must have been just a twat.
Yeah. Well, our good friend James Kotak got arrested in Dubai.
And from the sound of his arrest, it was deserved as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, because he was like totally drunk off his ass.
Yeah, he just said, fuck these laws. I'm going to do what I want. James.
The office also said that Holman and her child remained in airport security for less than 24 hours while services were provided to them, taking into full account and consideration of her 4-year-old daughter.
Okay.
Radha Sterling, detained in Dubai's chief executive, said it's wholly illegal for any tourist to have any level of alcohol in their blood, even if it is consumed in flight, provided by Dubai's own airline. It is illegal to consume alcohol at a bar, a hotel, and a restaurant, and if breathalyzed, the person will be jailed.
I gotta say, that's pretty shady if they're fucking serving alcohol on the plane, and then when they get there, they can say that it's illegal to have it on your system in any way.
Well, again, if this lady had not had an expired visa, and then probably, as they said, got abusive about it, they would have never laid eyes on her.
Right.
However, Australia's Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade said that being intoxicated and not necessarily just having a small amount of alcohol in your system is what's actually forbidden. It's illegal to drink alcohol or be intoxicated in public. You can be arrested. Foreigners have been arrested on arrival after becoming intoxicated or on an incoming aircraft or while in transit.
Okay. Well, good. I hope she gets the whole year.
Yeah.
I hope she's detained for the whole year.
But getting back to the original premise of the story, here's the headline after hearing all of this.
Yeah.
Mom was detained in Dubai after drinking a complimentary glass of wine.
Yeah, totally false.
Totally false.
Yep. Well, dude, it's the media these days.
Well, I understand that, but this goes back to our earlier discussion. about the whole fake news, getting booted from social media, getting booted for this, getting booted for that. And President Trump has gotten so much heat because he has taken it to a level to where it's just like fake media, fake news. And that's what it is. That's fake. There is no truth to that at all.
Nope. No, none. Dude, it's why I don't watch it anymore. I mean, you know how invested I used to be in news and in that stuff. I used to pay such close attention to it. Now I just don't. There's no truth coming out, so there's no reason to watch it. You know, if I'm going to watch something fake, I'll go and watch old reruns of Sons of Anarchy.
Exactly.
At least that entertains me.
There was a comment here. It said the UK website reported a different version. She traveled to Dubai on an expired visa. She refused an immediate return flight to the UK as directed.
Yeah, well, then you get what you get.
But that kind of sums it up right there.
Right.
They told her, you can't come here. Our immigration laws say blah, 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 and you don't qualify.
Right.
And instead of saying, oh, I'm sorry, or, oh, boy, I didn't know, I need to get this straightened out, it was just like, well, fuck that. I'm taking my cell phone out. I'm going to post this to Facebook.
Yeah.
And Muslim people, they go, Facebook?
Yeah, I'll show you.
Yeah, we'll drag you out and burn you at the stake.
That's right.
We don't think a second thing of stoning women here.
Yeah. We're going to bury you up to your neck and give you that teaspoon of water before you go.
The last few lines explain it. Her visa was invalid, and she became phone filming asshole when she was told to fix it. People will learn not all countries will let you do what you want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, apparently she learned. See if she keeps that lesson handy.
Well, I want to find out from our fans in the chat room. Does anybody in our chat room, and everybody put your answer in there, does anyone in our chat room feel that this woman was wronged in some way? Just put your answers in there real quick. Just say no or yes or whatever. But I read that today, and I was just like, there's a couple of things here. Number one, the entitlement of people in general, social media, and the fake news.
Yeah.
All this all wrapped into one.
Yep, well, it's a big no from me.
Yeah. Do I feel sorry for this mom and her 4-year-old baby?
Well, you should. Her poor child was forced to shit on the floor, and then they made her eat it. Or something like that.
Yeah, I see everybody in the chat room. Nope.
Yep.
Fuck this bitch.
Yep.
Her and her 4-year-old child.
Yeah.
It's a child. What about the children? What about the children?
Yeah.
If you had better responsible parents, you wouldn't have this issue.
Yeah, maybe if her mom wasn't such a cunt, raising her to be such a cunt, maybe it was a little better.
Exactly.
Maybe she wouldn't have to be fucking cleaning toilets as a 4-year-old.
Right.
Dubai
Exactly.
prison. That's her mom's fucking upbringing. She upbringing her kid all the way to a fucking Dubai prison to clean toilets. Nice work, Mom.
Look at G's Wiggles in the chat room. Pimp smack, yo, bitch. That's what Dubai did to this lady.
They sure did.
Smack.
See, there's the lady getting her teaspoon.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
Ridiculous.
That suck to be stoned to death like that. Just getting hit in the head with rocks until you die.
Exactly.
That fucking must suck.